Steph Curry has finally shut up all the doubters by finally winning his first Finals MVP and undoubtedly being the best player in the NBA Finals. And his legacy is on another level now because he has 4 rings to his name, winning one in 2015, winning one in 2017, winning one in 2018, and now in 2022. Like Steph said, what are they gonna say now? And since he's been crowned the Finals MVP, he's been squeezed into the wide majority of people's top 10 all time. People are now putting the title of greatest point guard of all time on him, and people are even going as far to say that he's the greatest player of this generation, and he has eclipsed LeBron James. And out of all of those opinions, I've chose to address the opinion that Stephen Curry has eclipsed LeBron James, and he, being Steph Curry, is the greatest player of this generation. I can see why that argument is being made, and Steph does have an argument for being the greatest player of this generation, but he is not. He has just as many rings as LeBron James, but people forget to put context on things like this. LeBron's case for being the greatest player of this generation has more to do with just rings, and we're gonna get into all of that. But before we do, make sure you leave a like and make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that post notification bell so you never miss any of my videos. Now, without any further ado, let's get into it. LeBron James, as it currently stands, is the most accomplished active player in the NBA right now. And amongst those active players, he has the most MVPs, the most Finals MVPs, the most All-Star selections, the most All-NBA selections, and a bunch of other accolades that really don't need to be mentioned. Throughout a 19-year career, I want to say for the better part of 16 years, he has been one of, if not the very best player in the world. And at 37 years old, he's still playing at a considerably high level. So why are people really saying that Stephen Curry has eclipsed LeBron James? Well, for one, it could be prisoner of the moment. LeBron James did not make the playoffs and his team did not do well this season, and Curry's team did really well and they won the championship. Or, like I said before, it could be because Stephen Curry has finally reached just as many rings as LeBron James. They met in the finals 4 times and Curry was victorious 3 out of those 4 times. It has to be that because besides championships, Stephen Curry's career is nowhere near LeBron James. And Steph has built himself a Hall of Fame career and he is one of the greatest players ever. But we have to put some context on those 4 times that they met in the finals. Throughout those 4 times they met in the finals, Stephen Curry wasn't better than LeBron James in any of them. Steph has won Finals MVP for a reason, and in 2015 he should have got the award, but he didn't leave any doubt. And for 2 of Steph's 4 championships, he had Kevin Durant on his team. And people love to say that LeBron stacked the deck in Miami and he had a super team, but let's be honest, his team was nowhere near Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry. So let's stop that. And even then, for those 2 years that KD was there, those 2 finals appearances, Stephen Curry was not better than Kevin Durant in those finals. And before you Stephen Curry fans start going crazy, I am not saying that Stephen Curry needed Kevin Durant to win a championship, but by Draymond's own admission, they needed Kevin Durant to beat LeBron James. And yeah, Stephen Curry and his squad did beat LeBron in 2015, but LeBron's second best player on the team was a role player in Matthew Dellavedova. So for people to expect LeBron James to prevail over that just speaks volumes.
What about the Cavs then?
We would not have beat the Cavs coming back around without Kevin. And here's why. Teams have figured us out, and I personally don't think at that point Steph Curry had figured out, I'm going to get a bucket whenever I want to.
Did you think it was easier at all because these guys had not been there before versus like when you're playing the Cavs and they know what you're about to do?
Well, it's easier because we're not playing LeBron James. Right, Andre? Andre, no.
Stephen Curry has 4 rings and 1 Finals MVP. Whenever LeBron James won an NBA Finals, there was never any doubt that he was the Finals MVP. Curry is believed to have a better legacy than LeBron James because they have just as much rings, and Steph Curry has less Finals losses than LeBron James. If Stephen Curry did not have Kevin Durant for those 2 years, would he have 4 rings? He most likely would have won another championship, but would he have 4? But we can't play the what if game. Stephen Curry does have 4 rings, And in most of his finals, he did play spectacular, but he was not the best player in the majority. And he has not eclipsed LeBron James. That is just ridiculous. LeBron's body of work is unmatched right now. And it is very possible for Stephen Curry to eclipse LeBron James, but he hasn't. I hated that I have to do this, but I'm gonna do it. More MVPs, more Finals MVPs, more All-Star selections, more All-NBA selections, a complete sweep in all defense selections. LeBron's legacy is just on a totally different level than where Steph Curry's legacy is currently at. LeBron has been compared to Michael Jordan since he was drafted in 2003. Only now, at this point in his career, at age 37, many people believe that LeBron is the greatest player to ever touch a basketball, which he is not. That belongs to Michael Jordan. And in my opinion, he's right behind Michael Jordan. And as for Stephen Curry, he is the second greatest player of this generation, the greatest shooter in the universe, a top 10 player of all time, and one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. And as for if he's the greatest point guard of all time, I'm not going to get into that because that's a whole nother video. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like. Make sure you subscribe. Follow me on my social media platforms, Instagram and Facebook. And thank you for watching.
I am the second NBA player to host this award show, which is kind of crazy to think about. LeBron James, he hosted this award show back in 2007 after losing in the NBA Finals. So yes, you guessed it, this feels better.